Welcome, my children. We're diving right into this explainer today, taking a journey back to the sacred wisdom of our ancestors, to our parampara. We're going to look at how our great nation is actually healing Mother Earth and securing our future through natural farming. I want to show you how our ancient knowledge is, quite literally, the key to solving our modern problems.
Let me ask you something. Do you know the true wealth that lies beneath your feet? For decades, so many young farmers were taught to look at the soil as, well, just empty dirt, something that desperately needed to be filled with chemical dust just to produce food. But true wealth isn't some synthetic fertilizer bought with borrowed money. No, it's the living earth itself.
Thousands of years ago, way before modern science finally proved it, our ancestors knew a very simple truth. The soil is breathing. It's a living system. For a while there, we thought we were somehow smarter than the earthworms. And boy, were we wrong. We used to revere Bhumi, the earth, knowing that the unseen microorganisms are the true providers of nutrition and protection for our harvests. We've all lived through the stark contrast, haven't we? On one side, you have the dark days of chemical farming, heavy debts, exhausted, barren dirt, and farmers trapped in an endless cycle of expensive inputs. But on the other side, that's the freedom of natural farming. True self-reliance, returning life to the soil, and a prosperity that comes from working with nature rather than fighting against it.
So how do we actually get back to this path? Well, we rely on four sacred pillars of our ancestral science. First up is Bijamroot, which is treating the seed to protect it from disease. Second is Jivanroot, a natural liquid fertilizer that awakens the soil's biology. Third, we have Achadana, or mulching, basically keeping the soil covered and protected like a warm blanket to retain moisture. And fourth is Vapasa, making sure the soil has the absolute perfect balance of air and water.
And you know, the absolute foundation of all this healing? It's the sacred gift of Gomata, our indigenous cow. Specifically her gobar, or dung, and gomutra, her urine. In our Hindu history, the indigenous cow is quite literally the mother of our fields. Her offerings provide the vital microbes we need to bring the earth back to life.
Through ancient formulations like Jivamred and Bijamrutam, we mix her cow dung and urine with local soils, a bit of jaggery and pulse flour. Listen to me, my children, we do not need expensive factories. Our own villages hold these sacred recipes to protect our seeds and restore the soil's microbiome. We're essentially fermenting a powerful natural medicine for Mother Earth right on our own farms.
Section 2. 3 states, 1 vision. Let's explore how 3 great modern regions of our country, Andhra Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, and Gujarat, are reviving this ancient wisdom on a massive statewide scale.
We've got 3 distinct regions here, and 3 incredibly powerful models of support. Andhra Pradesh empowers women to lead the change, Himachal Pradesh uses master trainers to teach our mountain farmers, and Gujarat, they're spreading the word through traditional spiritual gatherings. Each state is honoring the farmer and Gaumata in their own unique way to make sure they are fully supported. Let's look a little closer at these details.
You see, this isn't just some cold, corporate agricultural rollout. In Andhra Pradesh, an astounding 845,000 women's self-help groups are driving this. Women have always been the true keepers of our seeds and our hearths. And in Gujarat, they're using kathas and yatras, our traditional spiritual gatherings, to spread the science of soil health. It's a real community movement, rooted deeply in our cultural traditions.
And look at Gujarat. That cultural devotion translates directly into financial support. 10,800 rupees. That is their annual devotion to Gaumata. They provide a direct bank transfer of 900 rupees every single month to farmers, simply for maintaining an indigenous cow for natural farming. It's just a beautiful way to ensure the cows are cared for and the fields receive their blessings.
Meanwhile, up in the mountains, Himachal Pradesh provides a very generous 30,000 rupee grant. This helps our mountain farmers purchase and transport a sacred indigenous cow right back to their homes, along with support for lining their cattle sheds. The state knows that without the indigenous cow, this natural cycle just cannot be completed.
6 million. Just think about that number for a second. That is the grand scale of Andhra Pradesh's vision. They are aiming to transition 6 million farmers across 5 million hectares into chemical-free, regenerative, natural farming by 2035. They are orchestrating literally the largest agroecological transformation in the entire world, all guided by the loving hands of our women.
Which brings us to Section 3, the sacred harvest. When we revere the soil and follow our parampara, how does it bless us in return?
Well, when we truly honor the earth, the harvest itself becomes sacred. Did you know the Great Tirumala Hindu temple actually orders 22,000 tons of natural farming produce from 25,000 Andhra Pradesh farmers? Food grown with such purity, without any poisons, is deemed worthy to be offered directly to the gods. And this provides a massive, guaranteed, and highly respectable livelihood for our farming families.
And back up in the mountains, Himachal Pradesh honors its farmers' hard work with the highest minimum support price in the entire country for naturally grown crops. They actually guarantee up to 150 rupees per kilo for natural turmeric. This incredible produce is then proudly sold under the Himbog brand, bringing premium prosperity right back to the mountain villages.
Over in Gujarat, they're completely closing the circle of life. They integrate natural farming directly with their massive dairy cooperatives. They take the gobar, use it in bio-CNG plants to create clean household energy, and then, this is the best part, they return the rich, life-giving slurry back to the farmers to bless the fields. Absolutely nothing is wasted. It is the perfect harmony of modern technology and ancient wisdom. Let's move to our final section, the future of our soil. As an elder, my eyes are always looking out to the horizon, focusing on what we're leaving behind for you, the next generation.
The proof really is in the harvest. And, well, in our pockets too. By returning to natural farming, cultivation costs actually drop by about 5 to 10%. Why? Because you're no longer buying those expensive chemical inputs. Meanwhile, net farm income shoot up by 20 to 40%. It proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that our ancestral ways aren't just holy, they are highly profitable and completely free our farmers from that terrible trap of debt. So this is the true inheritance you'll receive. Real freedom from debt. Farms that are resilient to changing climates and droughts, because that healthy soil holds water just like a sponge. We get restored groundwater, a beautiful return of the birds, the earthworms, and the friendly insects. And most importantly, pure, nutrient-dense food that's actually going to keep your families healthy and strong.
So I leave you, my children, with this one profound question. What will you leave for the next generation? Will it be exhausted, barren dirt, poisoned by chemicals? Or will you embrace the wisdom of our ancestors, revere Gau Mata and Mother Earth, and leave them living, breathing soil? The choice is entirely yours. Thank you for joining me for this explainer. May your fields be forever blessed.